Hey guys! So I recently watched a video from Random Me 2011 and it's basically a 2015 K-pop album tag. So it's kind of like answering some questions about your favourite releases of 2015. I haven't done a video for a while, so I figured I would do one. So I will just warn you that it is quite late at night. I'm a bit tired. I'm always tired these days. I'm working quite a lot. I don't really have very much time to kind of do all the stuff that I normally do, so I do apologise. So I'm really grateful if you're still subscribed to me. But yeah, there's about 8 questions. I've kind of tweaked them a little bit because one of them wasn't really something that I kind of bought, so yeah, I'll try my best. So the first question is a K-pop album, the best K-pop album of the year. So my favourite K-pop album of the year. This is a really difficult question because there's been so many great music released this year, so many great albums. But if I had to choose one, which I have done, then it's going to be BTS, their 4th mini album. How you want to call it, In the Mood for Love, whatever you want to call it. Obviously it's been in 2 parts, but I kind of feel as it's kind of like part 1 and part 2, so I kind of feel like they kind of are the same album. So this is like, yeah, it's the 3rd mini album and it's the 4th mini album, but I kind of figured that I could get away with saying both because I think they kind of form a complete album. So definitely feel like it's my album of the year. If I had to choose between the 2, I would say this one is incredible. The actual track list, I mean, every single song in here is just amazing. And yeah, I just love it. So I probably would say part 2, but I'm gonna cheat a little bit and say that they're the same album, so I'm not gonna worry. So number 2 is best photo book concept. So my favourite photo book of the year. May surprise, but it is this one. It's GFriend's Flowerbird. This photo book is really beautiful. It's really lovely quality. If you see the green there, it's beautifully stitched, but the actual photo book is just full of beautiful photos, and I just really love the concept and the amount of photos that you get. I'm really sorry about the glare, but I just love this photo book. It's just so beautiful, and I just remember sort of leafing through it for the first time and just thinking, wow, you know. So yeah, it's not a boy group, so I'm not choosing a photo book based on the glorious pictures of, you know, beautiful Korean boys. For once, I'm choosing girls. So yeah. So yeah, definitely my favourite photo book. That was quite an easy one for me to answer. Question 3 is best packaging. For me, you know, with the best packaging thing, I'm kind of a little bit torn because I don't really feel like packaging is really that important to me. That being said, I think for me, best packaging wise, is this one. Okay, I'm going to admit something a little bit to you guys. I got to the point with the best packaging. I looked at the albums in front of me and I realised I hadn't picked up the CD that I was going to talk about. That comes with my age, the time of night that it is, and because I'm tired. So yeah, so the album that I have chosen is this, obviously BAP's Matrix, and this is Jongup's version. The reason why I chose this one is because if you have First Sensibility as well, they did a similar thing. It's in this massive box with a beautiful magnet, and you really feel like you're getting your money's worth. It's such beautiful quality. You've got your individual kind of bits and pieces in there, which are lovely. You get a really thick photo book, and you've got a couple of little freebie bits and pieces, and a really thick photo book. So I really love when things are kind of thought out, and I think they must have known they had to do something quite special. And I'm not really one for individual member only photo books and stuff, but I think for BAP, I will forgive them. I really like that. I'm going to have Jongup's version, and I'm going to have also Jello's version as well at Christmas time. So yeah. So that would be that one. The next question is my worst packaging, and I'm going to kind of be a bit creative on this one, because my worst packaging is SM Entertainment, which technically is not a specific CD, but is two different types of CD. And most importantly, I am going to choose this awful, scary ass cover. I really am frustrated at myself for not waiting for the repackage. I really wanted the Married to the Music, but I just haven't got round to getting it. I've got the scary ass clown version instead. It's a jewel case, and it's a photo book. The photo book is fine, but it's just, it's lazy, and they keep doing it. It's really frustrating. They did it here as well. You know, they've done it a few times, but when they're not doing this, they're doing this. Hello, my lovely. Member versions. When the Exodus albums came out, there was like this uproar. I waited. I'm so glad I waited, but I still ended up buying 6 different versions. I hate the member versions, and I think SM are a kind of a big thing of doing this. If you're going to do the member versions, then do it properly. Like they did it for Girls' Generations, I've Got a Boy, and I was happy with that because they are beautiful, and I have all editions. I would only ever do that again if it was a similar kind of thing, like what TS have done here. You know, these are really beautiful. They're like works of art. They're so gorgeous. But SM are doing this book thing all the time, so it's not really anything special. And I feel that if you're going to do member-specific versions, then you should have something different, you know. BAP, they had their normal edition, and then they had the member version. So something like that. The fact that every artist that's coming out is having this format. Red Velvet have had it. I'm just trying to think. Super Junior have had it. Girls' Generation had, you know, it's this kind of similar thing. And it's like, I get really frustrated with SM because it feels like they're being really lazy. To the point where I think sometimes with them, they know they make amazing music. They don't really need to bother with the packaging. It almost feels like that's what's going on. So, very frustrated. I would probably stop buying SM stuff if it wasn't for the music. But, hey ho. So, I'm not really sure whether that counts. I probably would say this is probably my worst packaging just because it's a scary ass clown. So, yeah. Not that I'm afraid of clowns, but this is a bit creepy. And the weird eye thing going on, that's just strange. Then question 5, best album from a rookie group. So again, I'm going to kind of be a bit strange with this one. Monster X are my rookies of the year. I've actually got both of them here. So I have Trespass and I have Rush. And the reason why I've chosen both of them is because both of these albums are flawless. Like, they're probably in the top 5 of albums I play the most. Both of them are just amazing. And every single song just makes a perfect album, and I couldn't choose. I don't know which one I love the most. So I'm kind of going to be cheating a little bit by saying that both of them, because I can't compare. It's a similar kind of thing like this. I think that it almost feels sometimes like this is part 1 and this is part 2. I'm getting the blue version for Christmas as well because I just love it so much. But yeah, I definitely feel that I would be allowed to pick both of those. So yeah. Question 6. This is a new one for me. So I rather than just sticking with an album, I've also chosen a song from a rookie group, only because I probably would do like my top 10 songs and my top 10 albums, and I won't be able to really include this song on any of them, so I kind of thought, and it is, well, it's not technically from this album, it's from the full album, which I've just pre-ordered actually. It is Icon's Apology, which is actually playing in the background. I think as soon as I had that, my faith was reinstated. This album is good, but it wasn't as good as we kind of thought it was going to be. There's a few good songs on here, but as a complete album, yeah, I think with Apology and with Anthem as well, I did kind of feel a bit like, yeah, okay. So yeah, Apology for me, song from a rookie group. Question 7. So in hers, she had 2 questions. She had album that kind of surprised her, and also one that she would recommend to people. And I kind of figured that I would kind of lump the two questions in together because the answer is the same. It's this. TVXQ's Rise as God. So I am a big fan of my DBSK when they were 5. I've always been more JYJ biased than the Homin kind of side of it. But I have chosen this one because I was really surprised. I knew they were coming out with a new album before their enlistment, and I wasn't really that fussed until I heard Changmin's solo, Rises One. Like, seriously, if you've not heard that song, you need to. It's one of the best songs of the year. It's incredible. And it made me want to listen to the album. And I'm so glad I did, because the album is flawless. So good. It's definitely one of the best albums of the year, and I definitely recommend. So it definitely surprised me how good this album is. I definitely feel it's their best album they've done as a duo. And I also want to recommend it if you've never really given them a go. If you've never really given like them as a two people kind of a go, then you definitely should, because it's amazing. It's so good. And then she had a question about best Japanese release or Chinese release or something like that. I don't buy Japanese releases that often, so I don't really have that question to answer. So really, rather than that, I thought I would add my last question by myself, and that is a song from an album that perhaps would have been a better lead track. And this is quite difficult for me. I kind of felt quite pulled toward Monster X because there's a few tracks on both of those that I would have preferred, but I kind of understand why they chose the tracks that they did. That being said, the track in question is on here. Red Velvet had such an amazing year, and I really like Dum Dum, but there's a song on here, and it's called Oh Boy. And if you've got the album, you probably know how good the song is. But it's my favourite song off the album. It's absolutely incredible. And I'm listening to it thinking, why the hell was this not the lead song? So definitely a song from an album that should have been a lead track. Oh Boy. If you've not heard it, please check it out because it's so good. It was really difficult for me to kind of choose just one, because sometimes you hear a single and you're like, yeah, this is really good, and then you hear the album and you're like, why didn't they choose this song? So yeah, definitely Oh Boy. So yeah, that's kind of my my album tag. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really sorry if it was a bit wobbly and a bit all over the place. I'd be interested in yours, or if you do one, then share it with me. So yeah, till next time guys, ciao.